with the Seal of Good Governance by the ILG program, where we intend to use not only that portion of the budget of LGU, but also the general fund, because in the law itself, they can still use the 20% general fund of the ERA for education, health programs. No? So if you add that up, that will be a big complement to the DepEd budget. In the survey that we have done in 2011 on the SEF, when we collated the data, the SEF collection is around 15 billion. But the question is, where did that 15 billion go? Most of them went to sports. We're not saying that sport is not important, but what we're saying is that there are equally important programs, particularly when you look at the learners itself. So that is where the SEF guidelines will come in. And then as far as the ODA contribution is concerned, no, we have organized a mechanism through the effort of the Department of Finance, a mechanism called Philippine Development Forum. It's an event, a yearly event, wherein the donor community, the big multilateral, bilateral financial agencies, sits with the government agencies to map out the support that will be provided for by the ODA agencies. And the beauty of this is that now, more and more, the donor partners are looking into the plans of the various agencies, rather than us, just saying yes, no to whatever they like. Now it's they who will support us with the direction that we are setting. And there are several slides still, no? But I'd like to have this an opportunity for more concerns, issues that you'd like to raise, particularly on the direction right now of the Department of Education, or any suggestion even to the current programs or projects that we have currently on the table. So I'll end there, and maybe we can open the floor. Yusek Pakani is here, so he can answer some of those questions. Not just kidding. Yep. Okay, please. I see the hand. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Not so difficult,
Disclaimer. Please, I don't want to turn out as the devil's advocate for this day, because I am always the first one to throw a question to each speaker. But please, forgive me for my illiteracy, by the way. I am Tony from Antrip Computer School for the Blind.
Hi, Tony.
Hello. And again, I don't want to have any enemies. I was just wondering why you mentioned some of the priorities. Yes, it is a priority, like the women, of course, children, and the IPN, etc., etc. But why is it that issues or priority for persons with disabilities already out of the state? While about 20 years ago, we are all considered as a basic and marginalized sector as we move together to push our agendas in the civil society sector. And secondly, I do believe that even the World Bank and the United Nations and other prime movers of the global community believes that poverty and disability goes together, and there is a link between poverty and disability. I mean, disabled people are disproportionately poor, and poor people are disproportionately disabled. And thirdly, disability, just like any other sectors, are cross-sectoral sectors. Their issues are, cross-sectoral. So the basic question is just, why is it that the disability issue is already out of the scene from the priority list? Thank you.
No, it's not really out of the scene. In fact, it's really part of a continuing program of the Department of Education, what we call the Special Education Program. In fact, I forgot to mention that there is a pending bill right now which is supported by the Department of Education in relation to putting more teeth in the special education program. Just last week, we were in Senate to hear the special education bill that will strengthen the delivery of special education. I'm sorry to mention that. It's really part of the program. It's been a continuing program of the Department of Education. That is in relation to the inclusive education program of the Department of Education. Just to tell you another information that I'd like to share with you is that this week, we will be meeting with the COMELEC and Bank to discuss precisely the issue of the persons with disability in relation to this upcoming election. Oh, yes. I think we will ask COMELEC to invite you because we were just invited.
Am I very pushy?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Tony, thank you, Tony. Any more? Silence means you want to go home, you understood the presentation, or okay, please go ahead.
Dito Manabat of Department of Labor. So yung madami akong tanong eh.
Sige.
Una, yung bang pinipresent nyo in comparison with the MDG goals, or iba yung pinag-usapan natin na MDG goal, iba tong EPA goals, iba din yung kaninang global monitoring report. Number 2, dito po success stories na Australia support, in spite of the $30 million contribution, bakit po yung Army nandun pa rin sa bottom list? Ba't naging success siya? Number 3, medyo hindi na po sana ako kikibol tungkol dun sa mga priority sectors nyo, naitanong dun sa disabled. Yung pong child labor ngayon, medyo mataas yung number, na which kailangan po natin din ng mas higit na attention. Kaya po, hindi ko ba sinasabing street children, kukunti lang sila, no? Kailangan din ng malaking pero ang kalagayan din po ng child laborers worth looking into as a priority sector.
Okay, let me just deal with the last one. Yes, we're addressing that. In fact, we have just had a meeting with DOLE. Kasi kailangan i-partner natin ito sa DOLE. No? Dapat you have to have a set of policy that will help the department. It's not purely a department issue. Diba? Department of Education issue. It's more of the labor policy issues. That's why we're engaging DOLE. On your first ba yun? About the BEAM project. No? It's a success story simply because we were able to provide the necessary soft investments. No? Kaya nga, yung may continuation to yung BEAM Arm 2. But this time, more of focus to the ARM. Because of the previous BEAM project. The BEAM project covers 3 regions. 11, 12, and ARM. When we implemented the first BEAM, not the BEAM ARM, the first BEAM, it's more of setting up the landscape, so to speak. It's not an investment itself. It's not a infra investment where we build classrooms, hire teachers. No, it's more of retooling planning officers, managers, and teachers. It's teaching them how to mine the data so that they can plan better. But unfortunately, when the beam